through honest dialogue and encourages personal growth among our listeners so they can become the active agents of change. Our vision is to establish ourselves as the premier radio network with relevant programming across the beloved community, connecting people through shared experiences and collective power for lasting impact beyond these challenging times.
That track is Let It Ride, Miles, Let It Ride. Sounding good, Mr. Alexander, sounding good. That track is appropriately called Aggression. I am delighted in this hour and for the hour to be joined by Jamaican jazz legend Monty Alexander to discuss his new album. His new project is called D-Day. And I know that Mr. Alexander has some great stories to share about Miles Davis, Frank Sinatra, and likely a great deal more. But turn it up for a second, Miles. Monty Alexander, tell me about this track, sir.
Aggression. First of all, greetings to you, Mr. Tavis. What a joy and a pleasure to speak to you today. It's great. Wonderful, wonderful. So, okay, Aggression. That is a moment on the moment composition because as I recorded this album, I was trying to tell a story. But first of all, that's the day I was born. Just a few years ago, 80.
June 6th, yes.
A fateful day in world history. And that's why my name is Montgomery, because back them days, the British colonial folks were in Jamaica and my parents said, well, we're going to name this boy. And they said, we're going to name him after Montgomery, the general that was at the Allies landed in Normandy, you know? So the whole thing was a kind of a subtle way to say war is not the answer, like Haile Selassie said, you know. So I thought of this as I thought about songs of the period. In fact, I played I'll Never Smile Again, Mr. Frank Sinatra's one of his very first successful songs back in '39, and that the album ended up being a sort of an account and a reminder to folks that were of the age and young people that there was this event that took place. And as we look at the world now and all the strife and the disagreements and the violence, it's just one more time human beings seem to lean towards aggression. And aggression is just a piano player's way of saying, you know, bombs bursting in air and all that. So that's what that's about.
It's an amazing
Okay.
track. It's an amazing track. I love it. I love the entire project. I'm glad we have the hour to talk about the project. And let me return the sentiment. It is an honor, sir, to be in conversation with you. I appreciate your kind words, but I've been looking forward to this hour. I've been checking out the album, and just delighted to have an hour with you. And I thank you for your time. Let me start with this. Obviously, when we think about Jamaica, we think of reggae. Everybody thinks about reggae. I wonder if I can put you on the spot and ask you at the outset of this conversation to connect Jamaica and jazz for me. Jamaica and jazz.
Indeed, it's an honor and a pleasure because I literally was there at the dawn of that whole thing that touched the world. Because, as you know, the Jamaican spirit touched the world in sociologically, politically, spiritually, and thanks to the main exponents of that spirit, Bob Marley, Jimmy Cliff, all these great guys. But I was there before these guys came along. At 14 years old, I was playing in the recording studio for the originators. There was Mr. Cox and Dodd that had Studio One. I was just 14 years old. I was a terrible student at school. And I used to sneak out of school just to go to the studio and play with my heroes, the older guys that ended up formulating a word called ska as they tried to describe the rhythm, which was really a hybrid of Louis Jordan's music and R&B, New Orleans, Roscoe Garden blues, and Jamaica mento, you know? Mm-hmm. So jazz men were the guys that put this thing on the map. Of course, with a sharp producer telling the drummer, keep the beat, so and so and so. And the people of Jamaica, when they heard this music, they say, is our music that? We're going to dance on Friday, Saturday night, we're going to play the sound system. So it was all because of this word that's hard to define, jazz, J-A-Z-Z, which I think you know was a derogatory word describing a lower lifestyle, you know, and that's what affixed itself to American people, African music, rhythm, and the like. So that's what Jamaica is about, and that's where it started. And then, of course, it became popular, and hence the guys coming up with the hit records, and then Rocksteady, and then dance hall, and not unlike the hip hop generation where young black guys were trying to express their chagrin through the music, you know? So I could go on and talk forever about jazz, but that's where the best of popular music became of integrity, because those men put their stamp with their musicality, with a higher level of musicality on country western music, on rock and roll, on blues, everything. And that's because of this high art form, which my dear colleague and hero Ahmad Jamal said is American classical music. Anyway, I fear I'm talking too much.
You are not. You are not talking too much, and I will never shut you up until I get to the top of the hour, and I have no choice. In 50 minutes, we'll both have to shut up in 50 minutes when this program ends. But I ain't gonna stop you from talking for the next 50. His name is Monty Alexander. His energy and his genius, and his spirit, his soul. Is so infectious, and I'm just delighted to have the hour to celebrate his new project. It's called D-Day. As he approaches his 80th campaign on June the 6th, we celebrate the artistic genius in this hour of Monty Alexander.
This is getting good. Yeah, man. Tavis Smiley continues when we come forward.
Hey y'all, Mona Swain here from Target's new YouTube series, My Cart is Full, where we feature Black founders and creators highlighting their connection to our community. As an actor and content creator, I love using my voice to inspire young Black women who look like me. When it comes to feeding my shine, seeing myself reflected in Black-owned and founded products at Target brings me joy. Together, we are Black Beyond Measure. Learn more at target.com/Black Beyond Measure.
Cookie wants to be a professional wrestler. I'm Cookie Serratos, and I'm 11 years old.
She also wants to win all the medals. That's why Cookie and her family make every day count, squeezing out her best with Go-Go Squeeze.
Okay, Cookie, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze.
Go-Go Squeeze Fruit on the Go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added.
Go, Cookie!
Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement. Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Made fresh daily in the Mert Park, Los Angeles, California. You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
June 6th, 2024 will be the 80th birthday of our guest in this hour, Monty Alexander, Jamaican jazz legend. His new project is called D-Day, and this particular track you're listening to is called June 6th. Tell me about this track, Monty.
Tavis, if I remember correctly, because, you know, when I make a recording, I don't go back and listen to it a lot. I just keep moving, you know?
Yeah.
But I think June the 6th, as I was thinking of all the soldiers that had lost their lives on the beaches of Normandy, I just played a blues, a dirge, kind of a slow blues, which is as one laments the sadness of life. And worst of all is when people lose loved ones. And I came up with this, just a dirge, something like what Ray Charles would have played when he's singing, "Oh, my baby left me, things ain't good no more," that kind of way of playing. And I'm playing this feeling. I play more than music, I play a feeling, because I never attended music school. I don't know any music in terms of technical. I just was gifted to hear a song and put a little story on it. So anyhow, June the 6th, which is that fateful day with my birth, born in Jamaica that day, is a description of people who have lost their lives on that beach. on that day.
To what, Monty, do you attribute? I referred to it earlier, and I repeat again. Your artistic genius. Here you are at 14, skipping school to go play. You've never studied piano. You never took lessons. Clearly, it is a gift. But to what do you attribute your being so gifted so early?
Plain and simple, Tavis. Here I am coming 80 within just a few weeks. I can only come up with one answer. God, or the Creator in heaven, bestowed on me some kind of passionate, joyful feeling, which was, of course, augmented when my musical heroes came into my life. And I'm talking in terms of jazz, which is this American art form. His name was Louis Armstrong. I saw Satchmo in Kingston, and this man evidenced incredible joy as he played the trumpet like nobody else could play the trumpet at that time. And it's also when the old Jamaican musicians were playing the calypso songs, naughty, mischievous little songs that our hero Harry Belafonte tapped into and made that ever so fortuitous album Calypso in 1956. So I saw these musicians that evidenced joy when they made music. Yes, it was a serious approach to having joy. So it's just been one joyful time. I mean, challenges along the way, but it's Creator God that gave me a sense of value, that when I looked at those piano notes, a sense of marvelous delight would come over me. And I just want to play those like they were jelly beans in the candy store. And I'm serious. It's all like a nut guy talking. But that's, to this day, I have that gift, and I can only give thanks to, as I said, the Creator. Simply put. Factually put.
I'm so glad. I want to come back to this word joy that you mentioned a few times just now. And I come back to it for a couple of reasons, not the least of which is that I was very close to Maya Angelou, the great poet, the great Renaissance woman. And I sat with Maya many times for book signings. And she had a habit of signing books with the word joy. She'd sign her name. She'd sign her name and write joy in big letters with an exclamation point. I remember many years ago, we were friends for 27 years, but the very first time I saw her write that the way she turned that pen on that letter, that J, she turned that pen on the letter J, and here comes the O-Y, and then this big exclamation point. But many people listening right now, if you have a book signed by Maya Angelou, go look at it right now and see if it doesn't say joy on her signature. That was her thing for so many years as she signed these books. And so I come to that because you use that word joy, and your fans know when they hear you in this conversation right now, the joy, not the happiness, but the joy, the sublime joy comes through in everything you say. It comes through in your spirit. As I said earlier, it is infectious. You are a favorite on the jazz festival circuit, and when you play, that joy emanates from you on the stage out to the audience. I've seen it more than once myself. What is that joy about, Monty Alexander? Where do you find that? Talk to me about the joy that is at the epicenter of everything you do, sir.
Perhaps like the great lady you mentioned, our fellow West Indian, Maya Angelou. You can't define it.
Yeah.
It's just a mystery. It's a God-given mystery, because if you can define it, then the problem starts. Because sometimes we are all worshiping this idea of explaining. And sometimes you can't even figure it, because to this day I can't figure it out. I just accept it gratefully and try not to get in my own way, as I've heard one or two other people say that. And I get joy from certain things more than others, but making music and bringing a smile on people's faces, on the album that we're talking about, Didi, I play, first of all, you hear I'll Never Smile Again, which was a sad kind of a song because I'm going to lose you in my life. But at the end of the record, I play Charlie Chaplin's Smile. The first time I heard it was Nat King Cole, my other great hero of music, when he said Charlie sang those words. So joy and smile, and certain people who are struggling with life can't quite tap into that incredible gift, because smiling is one step closer to relieving the pain. And humor, when you have humor, music and humor, and sports. By the way, if you don't mind me saying, this is 3 days after One More Time. My joy is unbridled because Ryan Garcia did it. Boy, that guy did it up in the ring. Look at here. That young boy, he did it kind of like our hero, our great hero who I sat with on many occasions, Mr. Muhammad Ali,
Oh, yes.
when he fooled Sonny Liston into thinking he was crazy.
Yeah.
Ryan had everybody thinking he was totally crazy, and that was a part of the fight. So he had joy while he was knocking out poor Devin.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. It didn't quite knock him out, but it was just about there. So
no, I'm laughing because I'll be in the boxing ring this evening. As a matter of fact, I box here in Los Angeles, and I haven't seen my trainer since the fight over the weekend. But I know that when he's wrapping my hands tonight, we'll have a conversation about that. And one of the things I know he's going to say, because I saw it and you saw it, you can't get knocked down with the same punch 3 times. I mean, at one point, you got to see that left hook coming. I mean, he got knocked down with 3 left hooks. And so, as you know, Ryan Garcia did it, but because of the way the fight, because of the weight issue, he did not claim that belt. And so that almost demands a rematch. I don't know what a rematch looks like if you see that, if that left hook keeps coming at you and you keep getting knocked down by the same, knock me down with something else, but not the left hook 3 times, Monty Alexander.
Lord have mercy. Let me just put it this way. It's one of those things hard to put your finger on because that young man with all that personality, plus he was just born with a howitzer in that left shoulder. And when he throw that thing, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
And it got Devin, who is one of our masterful technicians in the ring.
Sure.
You have the masterful technicians, and then you have the guys who are the knockout artists. That's part of why we have excitement in this. And by the way, every time I hear you refer to your assistant by the name of Miles, I had the joy and pleasure hanging out with the wonderful Mr. Miles Davis, that incredible character. And he and I went to the fights on several occasions together. Me and Miles went to Madison Square Garden when Ali fought Yvonne Durrell. So anyhow, boxing for me was a big inspiration from I was 12 years old when Sugar Ray Robinson came to do an exhibition in Jamaica. So, and then Ali, all those times in Miami with Ali. And now I see this young man bringing this ever so hard to explain gift called Different. Boy, different. He's a different kind of character. And he told all these incredible things, and you kind of scratch your head and say, is he telling the truth? What's that about? Whatever it was he did, it was not unlike Ali just before the Liston fight when he made Liston think he was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, no, you're right. Everybody thought, given his post and everything else, everybody thought Ryan Garcia was crazy. Maybe he was crazy. Maybe I'm about to say the same. Get out of my head, Monty Alexander. I'm going to say the same thing. he may have been crazy like a fox, but that left hook was working, and that was crazy to see the way he worked that thing so beautifully. There are 2 things that come to mind while you're talking just now. The first is your use of the word masterful, and I want to ask you in a moment to talk to me about the masters of your instrument. You've thrown a couple names out already, but here you are, a kid, and you are a prodigy. You are gifted beyond measure, gifted at an early age, beyond explanation, except to say God, as you said earlier. But I want to just get you to talk to me about some of the masters of your instrument. Before I do that, though, you mentioned Ali, and you mentioned some others. What has been the joy? Here's that word again, joy. What has been the joy for you? What's been the impact on your life of being in company, because you've already mentioned it 3 or 4 times, being in company with people who are great, with the greats in all different fields of human endeavor, but you've made it clear to me already that you have found something. You've taken something away from being in the company of greats. What is that?
No, this is going to be muddled as I try to answer it, but I guess the great ones, whoever they are, can detect certain greatness in others.
Oh, yeah.
They sense it.
Oh, yeah.
And they say, he's one of us. Now, in my case, if indeed I have some of this quote-unquote greatness, I also suffered from the complex of not being confident or sure of myself, like the way Muhammad would say, I'm the greatest. When he said that, it gave a guy like me, wait a minute, I want to be like that too. But it was a complex of personality that I did not know how to overcome. And as the years go by, you get more. And the confidence that came to me was when Mr. Sinatra himself kisses me on the cheek like the Italian guys do and say, kid, you're doing great, keep swinging. Or when Maz comes over to me and say, where'd you learn to play that shit? Excuse my French. And then I tell him, and next thing I'm hanging out with him. Or when Oscar Peterson tells his record company to sign me up, I don't even know why, because I didn't try to go to these people to help me out in my adventure. They came to me. So this sounds like a braggart talking, but it is literally true. So that joy it can be detected one to another. And it's only if you're on that level of understanding or you're seeking it. In my case, I don't know. It's a big question mark. And maybe our great Maya Angelou had some of these same doubts, because the only way you get to faith, you got to go through doubt.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it says, starve your doubts, feed your faith. And I've been feeding in my faith like the mustard seed in the scripture. If you have faith as a mustard seed and you seek in that direction and you ask God to bless your life, I'm going to tell you, that mustard seed turned into an oak tree. That big tree, you know, that's my way I talk. I talk and people say, man, you're crazy.
You ain't crazy. Now you ain't crazy. Now you preaching, Monty. I'm going to start calling you the right Reverend Doctor, Monty Alexander. The way you talking right now. I got about 90 seconds here. We'll continue when we come forward. But in these 90 seconds, just run me a list of names of persons you regard as masters of your instrument.
Well, on top of that mountain, Art Tatum, Mr. Tatum from Toledo, Ohio.
Oh, yes.
Who, there you go, it had that gift that you can't explain. He sat at the piano from a young age and he just started whipping up those notes, coming up with these incredible harmonic inventions, all coming together, the timing, the rhythm. And if you knew about the piano, you just were astounded and said, this is one of the 7 wonders of the world, this man, Art Tatum, you know?
Yeah.
However, he practiced crazy a lot. And he is filtered down into another pianist who played notes off of the piano, Mr. Oscar Peterson. So when Oscar played the notes, he ate and spit out the piano. He just, you know? And it was a combination of when his father said, if you're going, because you're black, and you want to play the piano, you better be the best one, And that got down in Oscar's spirit, who is another West Indian, by the way, St. Kitts and I think Nevis, one of those islands. And Oscar went after that and he became a demon boogie piano player, and then he became more sophisticated. And then you have, as far as piano playing, even though it didn't have all that refinement, Duke Ellington himself, when he sat at the piano, he painted pictures from the very beginning, talking about the late 20s and 30s. Duke, who, by the way, wrote a letter on my behalf so that the U.S. government would allow me to stay in America.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I got to hear this story. I don't have time to do it right now. I want to hear the story of the letter that Duke Ellington wrote on behalf of Monty Alexander. I told you he had great stories, not just great music, but great stories. We're talking to, and I'm glad about it, the Jamaican jazz legend, Monty Alexander. His new album is called D-Day, and this is Tavis Smiley.
More of Tavis Smiley when we come forward.
Paid for by government.com. Did you know? The United States Mint has issued a new Morgan silver dollar coin in proof condition for the first time. Not only that, they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 400,000 of these legal tender silver dollars were issued. These first ever Morgan silver dollars are brand new with stunning mirror-like finish, minted by the iconic San Francisco Mint. Call now and you're guaranteed a new first ever 99.9% pure silver proof Morgan dollar. To learn more, call 1-800-973-9717. If you order now, you will receive a free coin collector bonus pack, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-973-9717 now to secure your new Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-973-9717.
Thank you for joining us on a Tuesday, everyone. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Chicago, Illinois Mayor Brandon Johnson is speaking out about the deadly shooting of Chicago police officer Luis Huesco over the weekend. The African-American mayor said seeing the officer's body lay as the family was preparing to go into the morgue was one of the most difficult things he's ever done. Johnson reiterated that he will continue his mission of making the city safer by dealing with the root causes of crime. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants the entire U.S. budget available on blockchain if elected. The independent presidential candidate said during a rally in Michigan that it would allow any American to look at the budget at any time. The blockchain is a ledger of transactions that is typically associated with cryptocurrency. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to now.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers were outstanding in so many areas Monday night in Denver. One thing they didn't do well was protect a 20-point lead in the second half. The breakdown led to Jamal Murray's game-winning shot at the buzzer to give Denver a heartbreaking 2-point win over the Lakers. Denver leads the best-of-7 first-round series 2-0. The Lakers have now lost 10 straight games to the Nuggets. What makes Murray's fall-away shot even more frustrating for the Lakers is that he hit it over Anthony Davis, the Lakers' best defender. AD was in perfect position to contest Murray's shot. The Nuggets' dramatic win spoiled a brilliant night for D'Angelo Russell. Russell dropped a career-high 7 3-pointers to silence all the haters. AD was also brilliant with 32 points and 11 rebounds. LeBron had 26 points and 12 assists. Game 3 is Thursday night at Crypto.com. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Ray Richardson, your sports connection here at KBLA Talk 1580. Join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough every Saturday night at 7 for Out of Bounds, the show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. We take you beyond the scores and press conferences. We give you our point of view, the way black folks see what's going down. You can join the conversation and give us your analysis at 1-800-920-1580. Out of Bounds every Saturday night at 7 on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
You like the style, bro?
I'm a waitress, so I know the difference between regular shoes and Skechers slip-resistant work shoes. Skechers slip-resistant work shoes make my job go like this. Here's your pasta primavera.
Thanks.
While regular shoes make my job go like this. Here's your pasta prima... Whoa! And that difference is why I wear Skechers slip-resistant work shoes to keep me safe on my feet. Plus, they're easy to clean and have Skechers exclusive air-cooled memory foam for comfort throughout my shift. Get America's #1 selling work shoe at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever work shoes are sold.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but new Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with new Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Hi, I'm Reverend Gerald, host of Urban Family Focus here on KBLA Talk 1580s on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. In an effort to help reduce the impact of hypertension in our community, Providence is offering free hypertension assessments. The first 30 people to visit KBLA1580.com and use the link or QR code to register will receive 2 tickets to the Amazing Grace Conservatory presentation of Aladdin, A Whole New World for Real, at the Crenshaw Performing Arts Center, May 25th and 26th. Go to KBLA1580.com right now and be one of the first 30 to register for your hypertension screening and receive 2 tickets to Aladdin, compliments of Providence and KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Let's get back to more of this rich dialogue with Tavis Smiley.
Monty Alexander, you referenced this track "Smile" earlier in this conversation. That is, many have done it. Well, hold on. I want to hear more of this. Turn it up, Miles. Turn it up. Your turn at it, Monty, is beyond brilliant. I was about to say, many have done it, but I'm curious as to what your approach was when you decided to do "Smile."
I think first of all, the first time I heard it was by one of our most beloved heroes of songs, Nat King Cole. I heard Nat sing "Smile," and I knew about Charlie Chaplin, or one of the great comics, who he himself, like so many entertainers, suffer from feeling down, depressed, beaten by the challenges of life, yes. But guess what? They knew what smiling was. They knew what expressing yourself through your art, or creating a lyric for a song. And okay, Charlie Chaplin came up with this song, "Smile though your heart is breaking, smile even though it's aching," and those words, and you put it together and it's a perfect sentiment, perfect. And when Nat put his gift on it, that's what grabbed me at one of my teenage years when I heard that song. And by the way, my parents had all Nat King Cole records. I mean, not just the trio in the beginning, and he was a great inspiration to a lot of the modern pianists when he played piano, but when he sang, and my mom and dad are dancing in the living room to Unforgettable or Mona Lisa. So "Smile" was one of those songs. So when I play "Smile," I see Nat Cole standing in front of me in terms of this beautiful human being with that big smile and the way he was so graceful. And I had the honor, by the way, of playing on Natalie's album, the popular Unforgettable album. I was there. And I could bring authenticity to the whole thing because I was there as a kid in terms of the music. So to answer your question, I don't know if I did, but
No, you did. You answered it, and you gave me more, which is why I love talking to you. You never disappoint. All I can say is, Monty, you make me smile when you answer these questions, man. I'm delighted.
Back at you, Tavis. We're talking a similar philosophy. It's called seeking something called joy.
That's it, brother. That's it. That's the goal. I'm trying to find joy, not just happiness. Happiness is fleeting. It comes and goes. What you want to find is joy in your working witness.
Let me applaud you right now.
Man.
It's a daily quest. You don't seek it today and you forget it tomorrow. Nope.
That's it.
Every morning you get up, you say, "Thank you, Lord, for this day." And that's the beginning of the whole incredible thing called joy. And the next thing you know,
no, that is
from that point.
I was going to say that is wisdom speaking. That's why he begins his 80th campaign on June the 6th. But that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is wisdom speaking. All right, I didn't forget where we were in this conversation. You were about to tell me this great Duke Ellington story about him writing a letter on your behalf. Tell me the story, Monty.
Okay, I'll do the version of brevity. Well, I was in Miami, Florida. I'm playing the piano at all these little joints, these clubs, gangster-operated clubs. A lot of guys walking there carrying a 38 revolver. You know it. Mm-hmm. The hookers are there. The pimps are there. I'm playing the piano. I'm 18 years old. Some guy sees me playing. He wants to manage me. And I don't know about managers or booking agents. I said, okay. He turns out that he was the son of one of the owners of the Cotton Club in Harlem, where Duke Ellington and Jimmy Lunsford and the great musicians played. This was a club appealing that performed black artists, African Americans, but it was only catered to white audiences for the most part. Black people were not welcome there. So anyhow, Duke sees. Let me cut back. We go to New York City. Steve himself, the son of Herman Stark, one of the owners or people involved with the Cotton Club, we go to New York seeking my fortune, let's put it. And he said, I want to take you somewhere. So we go up the Brill Building on Broadway to see Irving Mills. Irving Mills was the PR guy with Duke Ellington. And if you look at Duke's compositions, you see Irving Mills. He probably didn't know a note of music. I don't know. But he was always, in fact, he's part of Straighten Up and Fly Right, not song. So Duke is sleeping on the couch, man. He's laying on the couch. And when Irving sees Steve, the young guy, he says, hey, Steve. He says, hey, Uncle Irving. And they're talking like uncle and such. And then Duke wakes up from the nap and he says, hey, Steve. And Steve says, Uncle Duke. He says, what you up to? He says, I'm with this kid here. He's from Jamaica. And he said, he plays the piano pretty good. You should hear him play. And Duke said, hey, kid, play the piano. And I got to the piano, I played me some blues. I don't know, rocked a little bit. And one thing led to another. And the generous nature of this man, Mr. Edward Kennedy Ellington, somehow I think Steve expressed to him, we're in a little bit of a challenge right now because we're trying to get his visa to stay in the USA. And it needs a little sponsorship information from famous people such as you. And apparently Duke, I never saw the letter, but I got the proof that Duke wrote a little letter to the U.S. immigration saying, wow, let this young man stay in America. He's talented. And not only was Duke, but there's a letter from Sinatra, there's a letter from Eddie Fisher, and there's a letter from Count Basie. 4 letters went to immigration, and this is like 1964, 65. And that's a part of how I was allowed to stay in America. Well, and I'm still here, man. Here.
I'm laughing, Monty, because if Duke Ellington and Frank Sinatra and Eddie Fisher, if those 4 letters to immigration can't get you a green card or can't get you a visa extended, if that can't get you citizenship, then I don't know what will. His name is Monty Alexander. The new album is called D-Day. I'm glad to have him on Tavis Smiley.
Listening to Tavis Smiley. Ranked number 45 on the Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
City of Los Angeles tenants, verify your Emergency Renters Assistance Program status today if you applied for the program. Tenants approved for rental assistance are protected from eviction for non-payment of rent through May 31st, 2024. And it's illegal under law for landlords to refuse rental assistance to you based on your source of income. Refusing assistance can be used as an affirmative defense in an eviction case. So check your application status now at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Hello, this is Dr. Rosa Milligan calling authors and business owners to register now for Black Writers on Tour plus Business and Tech Expo Saturday, April 27th, 10 to 3 p.m. at the Carson Community Center.
Authors, aspiring writers, learn how to write, publish, and sell your book. Business owners, let people know where you're at. Call 323-750-3592. It's a free event. You heard right, free. And there's something for everybody. Go to blackwritersontour.com and register today. 323-750-3592.
Literacy and technology is everybody's business. Black Writers on Tour, Saturday, April 27th, 10 to 3 p.m. Admission and parking is free. See you there, 323-750-3592. BlackWritersOnTour.com. Don't you miss it.
Sounds different. Huh. This is Tavis Smiley.
Monty Alexander, you are the king of difficult questions to answer. So let me throw another one your way. We were talking earlier about the fact that you really can't define joy per se, and my view is that one can't really define jazz. So let me ask the question this way: over the course of all these years that you've been doing so brilliantly what it is that you do, as only you can do it, how have you attempted to define jazz in your work?
Well, Tavis, I don't even think about it, Yeah. I just do what gives me pleasure. I sit at the piano and like it's like a rainbow unfolds itself in front of me. And I just start giving myself joy by playing. And that's where the gift is, Yeah. So I never got into trying to explain. As soon as I start to explain stuff, hey, I can tell stories all day long because they're true stories, but explaining why is not my specialty. And I just kind of give it up to, that's why I talk about the spirituality of it all, because you can't explain it. Even the scriptures say it's not what you see. You know what I mean? You just have to believe it. And I believe so strongly that it's a gift. And I sit at the piano and I tell people who don't relate in that way, I say it's magic. And I have my heroes that inspired me. There's the word inspired. Inspired means the spirit within. And there are people, whether it was Muhammad Ali saying I'm the greatest, or it was my other great hero of the piano is Ahmad Jamal, by the way. This man was gifted beyond compare. He brought drama to this music. He didn't just play technical. He made you sit there and what wonders of the world. And that's what I do when I play. I sense this same, it's drama. People called me the Alfred Hitchcock of the piano. I said, what was that about? And that's because I bring drama and I love to uplift people. They may come to the gig feeling down and not so happy, but by the time they walk out of there, unless they're total cynics, they're going to be smiling. They're going to feel good. They're going to be glad they came. So my thing is about this indefinable word that you and I struggle to explain, joy. And jazz is a word that we inherited that describes this wonderful celebration when musicians get together on a bandstand and they throw a note and the other guy throws a phrase and the drummer hits the snare and it all comes together like a wonderful celebration of what we're all about. And I think that's a high art form. I don't know if Beethoven and Brahms and those great guys tapped into that. But I can tell you that that's what Armstrong and Duke did, the forebears. And I see young people still coming up seeking that same possibility.
Yeah.
And somehow this little guy way down in Kingston, Jamaica, Monty, I got some of that stuff.
Oh, you got
and
more.
I'm glad I got it.
You got more than some of it. You are all the way tapped in. Our remaining moments with Jamaican jazz legend Monty Alexander when we come forward on Tavis Smiley.
Seeking the truth, speaking the truth. This is the Tavis Smiley Show.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
My daughter was diagnosed with a rare malignant rhabdoid tumor on the spine. They sent her straight to St. Jude. My hope was gone. But when you get there, everyone's like, hey, we're not going to give up. And when you see other people not giving up on your child, that makes all the difference in the world. When I found out I didn't have to pay, I was just grateful. They saved my baby's life.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had leaf filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/beacon first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/beacon to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers!
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Ready to re-examine your assumptions and expand your inventory of ideas? More of Tavis Smiley coming your way right now.
I have enjoyed immensely. Underscore the word immensely like 25 times. I've enjoyed immensely this dialogue with our friend and brother Monty Alexander, the Jamaican jazz legend. I was getting ready to share with you before I close this conversation with Monty, talking about his 80th birthday on June the 6th. I looked ahead on his schedule to see exactly where he's going to be performing on his actual birthday. I know the answer to that question now, but I was going to give you some dates of where you can catch Monty Alexander on tour this summer, this year. But some of these dates require a plane ride. You can go see him in a couple of days if you want to go to Japan. He's in Japan. He's in Puerto Rico. He's in Switzerland. I'm just looking at the list. Then he comes back home. He'll be in New York for some days in May. He will be in Seattle. He's going to San Francisco. He's at Blues Alley in D.C., then back to the UK, then back to Paris, France, where he recorded this album. He's on the move, as Monty Alexander always is. But Monty, I want to ask about what you're about this 80th campaign on June 6th. The schedule says you're going to be at Jazz Alley in Seattle. I love that place.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the top clubs. The guy who owns it is a long-time acquaintance who became a true disciple of the music. And I like to use the phrase, the real music, because there's a lot of people use the word jazz, and it's kind of like a diluted version of what, Lester Young and our Charlie Parker and the forebears of this music. And the owner he's one of the true cats, let's put it that way. No. So Jazz Alley is a good place. But look, for me, this sounds strange to say, but every day is my birthday. I never had a good New Year's Eve party because I used to, man, every time I go play the piano, that's the best party in the world. So every day I play is New Year's Day, New Year's Eve is birthday. So I don't have a way to equate my special birthday, like, on today I'm gonna have an extra rum and coke. No, it's all good. Yeah. So it doesn't matter where I am. Talking to you right now, Tavis, that's a gift. That's a pleasure for me. So the pleasures are coming. I can't wait for the next boxing match when Ryan go back to the ring and take on Gervonta or whoever. That's my kick. That's my little kick. I know some guys are. Yeah, sports is very important to me, but don't matter where I am. Yeah. If it's a bad piano, I'm gonna try and make the bad piano sound good. If it's a good piano, I get a little extra happy. But I don't try to take myself. This is the thing. Don't take yourself too seriously. Take your gift seriously. But I see a lot of great musicians, and they have taking themselves very seriously, and that doesn't help. No. Take your gift seriously, but find a way to laugh with life.
And this is what. No, again, it's wisdom speaking. I love that. I'm going to hold on to that for the next few days and just marinate on that thing. Don't take yourself too seriously, but do take your gift seriously. And Monty Alexander has taken his gift seriously, man. Monty, I celebrate you, man. I love you. I appreciate you. Your energy, as I said, I can't find another word for infectious, but you have lifted my spirits today. I'll leave it at that. It's been a rough couple of days around here, but you have lifted my spirits in this conversation in ways that you don't even know. And that's what you do. You bring joy. There's that word joy again. You bring joy to those of us who love you and listen to you. You don't even know it, man. You're just inspiring all of us.
I want to tell you, whenever I hear a nice little thing that helps us to see the bright side of life, guy once said, consider the donut, not the hole. Because if you keep looking at the hole, you ain't got nothing there. So the donut is something that you can put in your mouth and enjoy. Yeah. So it's about looking for the positive in everything that seems negative. Like when you or me or one of our loved ones get criticized or put down or whatever, there is a good story there somewhere. Come out of that. It's like, it's like Ali getting up from getting knocked down by Joe Frazier.
That's it.
You get up and keep moving.
And Ali,
keep moving.
That's it. Keep moving. And Ali said it best. The ground is no place for a champion. He said that's why he got up, because the ground is no place for a champion. Monty Alexander is a champion in his own right with everything he does, but especially when he sits down to the piano. His new project is called D-Day, available wherever you get your records. You've heard some of it on this program. We played a little bit of it. It's an amazing project, and we love Monty Alexander. Monty, thank you, sir. I'm out of time. I got to run, but thank you. I'll talk to you soon, I hope.
Boxwell, my brother, Boxwell.
Thank you, sir. Stay strong. Back here tomorrow, Lord willing, to do it all over again. Until then, as always, keep the faith.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Thank you for joining us on a Tuesday, everyone. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network.